Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. A great man once said, "Great friends are always there when you need them. A best friend is only there when he wants something." Dan Catton, that was your intro, just for you. You wanted a special little shout out, and you've got it. So we're back. We're back in the UK. I say we. There's nobody here. It's just me. That looked like there was someone here. It's not. It's a headboard. Yeah, we're back in the UK. We've been back. In fact, today, 2 weeks ago, at this time, we were going for food. We were going for our first Chinese meal. In fact, no, tell a lie. No, we probably were. We were probably going for the Chinese food that we had that night. I don't know if I ever said that we had Chinese that day. We just went in the area, looked what we could find, and we had Chinese food. But it might have been around now that we actually recorded that video. Very, very possibly. It was around then. My lips are very red in this video, and it's not because I'm wearing lipstick. I've got I've got sore lips, and I can't find my Lipsol stuff that I usually wear on my lips. So it's not really doing anything. It just makes it look like I'm wearing lipstick. What are you gonna do? So yeah, this video, as the title will say above it, is to sort of just explain what's going to be happening this year. I've already sort of made plans for how things are going to go this year. There's things I wanted to try and do this year, obviously, that I did in one video. But this is something I've done every year now for the past... I'm going to say this is 4. I think this is 4 years. I've done, no, I've done it for 3 years, sorry. But the first one I did was 4 years ago? Something like that. I believe. I think 2013 was the first. I don't remember now. It's all a blur. There's a lot of people that I've made friends with doing stage experience shows, and this isn't a title directed at them that's going to draw them in to find out what's going on and why and blah blah blah. People, I work with one of the people that I used to do stage experience with. I see them a couple of times, and they pop up every now and again and things like that. So I'm just going to clear the air about it. People keep telling me that I should do the next show. This show would be my last show ever for stage experience. You can only do it up to the age of 24, and I'm 24 this year. So this would be my final year. They're doing West Side Story, and I was a bit sceptical. The director's very high on this musical. She loves this musical. She's going to be very strict with this musical, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to cope with that. Nevertheless, I was thinking about it. I was definitely thinking about it. I was going to audition and see what I got, and if I got a named role or like even a small part that had a name, this year I was going to do it. Every year I seem to have got lesser and lesser roles, and I'm still paying the same amount of money, which isn't a problem when you're a little bit younger, but when you hit my age and you're looking at trying to pay rent and things like that, it starts getting a little bit tricky. So I was thinking about it, and I was like, if I get something that's actually worth me being there, I'll definitely do the show. But if not, it's not looking likely. So we came back from our excursion, our little trip to Amsterdam. Sorry about that. We came back from our little trip to Amsterdam. Loved it, absolutely loved it. Within the second day, we've not really sat and spoke about this, so we're going to talk about it now. Within the second day of being there, we wanted to go back. We couldn't wait to go back. It's such a lovely city. We'd love to go back in the summer so we can really experience the city. When it's a bit colder, it gets a little bit darker and stuff like this. People don't tend to be on the streets and stuff, so you don't really get the atmosphere that maybe you would have got somewhere else. Well, at a different time of year is what I mean there. But it was still really nice. It was such an amazing trip. We loved it. We absolutely loved it. I know I'm not speaking for myself. I was just going to say, I hope I'm not speaking for myself. I know I'm not speaking for myself when I talk about that. The little bits of videos that we did together on those trips are the first videos we've ever done together. And she just seems so happy in them, and every time we talk about the trip, anyone that asks about the trip, she always says how amazing the time we had there was, and I completely agree. We've always said we're going to go back since we came back. When we came back, we had loads of people asking us, where are you going to go next? Not Amsterdam, before you think that's where we're going with this. We started looking up at different things: Greece, Italy, France, just different areas. And I said we're not going this year. We're just not doing it this year. She's going on holiday with her family, I believe. Then fingers crossed she's going to university. And then it's Christmas, and at Christmas, the job that we both work at, we can't really take any time off around Christmas. We're not busy in the summer, we're busy around Christmas. So it's sort of like we can't do anything around Christmas time, so let's just look for the next year. Let's look at 2018. Base all the prices from 2017 and figure it out from there. So as we're talking, I've asked Lauren what she wants to look at, and we look at all the ones she wants to look at, like Cup de Jour, is it? I don't know. Poland, we looked at Poland. She wanted to go to Poland because we went to the Anne Frank Museum, and she's already been to the concentration camps before. And when she took me there, she was like, right, and it was good. It was definitely good. We went to Anne Frank and Van Gogh. I'm all over the place in the video because I've got things I really want to try and get off my chest about this. Not get off my chest, I really want to talk about in this. We went to those two places, and I definitely recommend going. You have to go. As a tourist, you have to go to these things. It's sort of like a given, you have to go to these things. I just wouldn't go back now I've been once. The Anne Frank Museum became too much of a museum for me, in parts. I felt like I was just walking around what was a museum and not where she was captured and stuff like that. It just took a little bit of it out of it for me. But apparently at the concentration camps, it doesn't happen like that. You still feel the atmosphere and stuff like that, and it makes it really hard to sort of walk around. And I'd like to experience that. I'd like to experience the history of that and actually be there at this place and go, this feels like things happened here. It doesn't, it's still there, it still feels like that at Anne Frank House, but it doesn't feel like it as much. But I'm glad we did it when we did it. So we were looking at Poland for that reason, because of the concentration camps. Lauren said she'd love to go back and she wants to take me. And I said, okay. So we looked at different ones, different places, things like this. And then she asked me, and I came up with different ones. The problem I've got is the ones I want to go to are like America, New Zealand and stuff like that, and they're way too far away. They're way too expensive. So they're going to be like years down the road. And then a question, a thought came into my head of I want to go to Ireland. When it was around this time last year, actually, we were talking about Jack's stag do. When we were talking about Jack's stag do, we were thinking about where to go. We weren't sure who was going, and I said if it's just going to be me, Jack, and Can, which we knew it wasn't going to be, but if it's just going to be us three, we should just hit like Ireland and just go out and be like lads. I'm not much of a lad. Can, I suppose, is a bit of a lad, and then Jack's sort of like the bridge between us, in a way. Where like he can be when he's got a bit of drink in him, he can be a bit of a lad, but he's not too bad. He's not Dan Catton bad. Let's put it like that. Don't kill me. Don't kill me, sir. Please. I've got a lot to live for. So like, yeah, that was the plan. So I brought it up when we were talking about holidays, and I said, let's look at Ireland. Just look at Ireland, just out of interest. And the Women's Rugby World Cup is over there, and Lauren plays with a lot of the women's, not a lot of them, quite a few of the women's rugby team for England at the professional level. Like just before we got together, they were in Rio, and I was watching some of the games, and she was like, "Yeah, I play with her. I play with her." I was like, "I can't believe it. It's crazy." And some of them will possibly be going over to Ireland to play, and I was looking at it anyway. It was something we were going to book instead of Amsterdam. So like we were talking about it, and we were looking at the prices, and some were a bit steep. But her mum was doing the same thing on her phone, and she was looking at one website, and the price just kept dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping, and it got to about 429, I think it was, for the both of us for 3 days. I think we were there for. Not, I don't think it included breakfast. It might have included breakfast, and it was a 4-star hotel. And I was like, let's see what happens. We'll go. We went into the local travel agent shop, sat down and went, can you beat this price? Is there anything you can do to beat this price? Because it was about 200 and something each, and I was like, 200 and something each is about what we paid for Amsterdam, and that's an amazing little trip we'll have there. And she was like, we can't really. We'll look at this other company and see what they can do. And the other company didn't just beat it, they blew it out of the water. I think we're paying 191 per person for this trip, I think it's 191 per person, for 4 nights, bed and breakfast in the same 4-star hotel in the middle of Dublin, Ireland. And when she told us that, we were like, okay, there is zero argument happening right now. We are going. So we just booked it and didn't think twice about it. Then we walked away, and I was like, I can't believe we booked a holiday to Ireland together. We're going on a second holiday this year together. I just can't wait. It's going to be so exciting. It's just going to be lovely. I can't wait. I can't wait to watch the rugby. We get 3 games, including the tickets that we bought. It's going to be great. We're going to the Guinness factory. We're going on a hop-on, hop-off bus tour as well. Loads of recommendations for things. We just can't wait. It's going to be such an amazing time. And then as we're talking about it, we're talking to everyone about it. That someone says like, "What are the dates?" And I believe they're like, I haven't got any of the paperwork. Lauren's got all the paperwork, and I think it's 16th to the 19th or something like that. 16th to the 20th, something like that. Which is smack bang in the middle of rehearsals for Stage Experience. So unintentionally, I have pulled out of my last year of Stage Experience to go on a. I know Ireland's really close. I know we could go whenever we wanted to. This to me is almost like a once in a lifetime opportunity to go and do this. Our anniversary is the 30th of August. So we were talking about going to London for our anniversary, which we're now not doing because I don't want to come back from Ireland and go straight to London. Be a bit ridiculous. So yeah, we've accidentally booked it in 2 ways. So we've accidentally booked it right slap bang in the middle of Stage Experience days, and we've booked it right before we were going to go to London. So we've sort of knocked both of those things completely out to do this. And this is why I'm not angry about it, and why I'm explaining the situation and stuff like this. So I'm not going to be doing Stage Experience. We're not going to London. But this is almost like a once in a lifetime opportunity. Like, we're going to watch a World Cup. So what's that? Every once 4 years in Ireland. Who knows when it's going to be held in like a country quite close to us again? What if England women's win it? Like, we could say we were there for one of the games. Like, it's just before she goes to university, so we might not be able to do another trip like this for a while. And we're going so close to the anniversary, we're sort of classing it as an anniversary trip. So our first year anniversary, we're going to Ireland. Everything sort of falls into one little basket there, and everything sort of overshadows the fact that I could be doing West Side Story at the Alexandra Theatre, as much as that saddens me to say. And I've paid for the holiday what I would have to pay to do the show, because people don't really realise that we have to pay for these things to perform in these shows. So for the same price, I'm going for I think it's 4-night trip or something like that. 3 days, 4 nights, 3 nights, 4 days, something like that. The flights are really good, really early in the morning, really late at night. Really early in the morning getting there, really late at night leaving. So we've done amazingly, and it's got breakfast included. I don't know if I already said that. I probably did because I love food. I just can't help myself. Yeah, so we're super excited. I'm a little bit upset that I'm not doing Stage Experience. I am genuinely a little bit upset, especially being my last year. But it's one of those things, it's just once in a lifetime. I couldn't reject the idea of not doing it, of doing it, and just cancelling the Ireland trip to do Stage Experience instead. I've met some amazing people doing Stage Experience. I now work with one of them. I'm good friends with one of them, and I see her whenever we can around work and stuff like this. I made such an amazing group of friends there, and I have so many amazing memories doing that show. Every time I've done it, I've always had memories to come away with. I've loved it. I've absolutely loved every show I've done there. It's going to be hard to not do the next one. Truly, it's going to be hard to not do the next one. Words can't describe the feeling I've got. Really, it's bittersweet. I don't know if I would have got anything in this show anyway, so it might be something that I've just in a few months' time I could have just booked this holiday anyway, because if I hadn't got anything good enough, I'd have just gone, should we just go away instead? But at the same time, because I'm not auditioning, what's to say I wasn't going to get something and I could have got something. But the bitterness is overpowered by the sweetness of what we're doing, what is actually going to be happening in August, and how amazing it's going to be to do another trip with her. We had such an amazing time in Amsterdam. I can't imagine Ireland being any different. And especially going to watch her sport with people she plays with and watching her get so passionate about these things. I just can't wait. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And we can book little things as we get closer to it. We can see what else is going on. We can book little things to do as we get closer to the date. It's going to be an amazing trip, and I cannot wait for it at all. And we're going to take the camera with us for definite. I feel like she really enjoyed doing the videos while we were there, so we're going to try and do more together, hopefully. I am sort of calling you out here, Lauren. We've not discussed this. I'm sort of talking you into this. I'm going to try and do some more videos together. We're going to definitely take the cameras to Ireland to film the memories we're going to have there as well. It's going to be absolutely amazing. As harsh as I've been, I'm gonna end talking about things now. I'm gonna end the video now as well. And as harsh as I've been to Dan Can, he has pushed me to this point. You wanted a shout out. You have had a video where your name is mentioned numerous times, and now we're at the end of it, and I'm still talking about you. So even in a video where I'm talking about a holiday abroad with my girlfriend, I still end up talking about you. I think that says it all, mate. Let's be honest. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again in the next one.